Patrick, Patrick, why haven't you done a video in 10 minutes? Give you a goddamn video. Fucking crybabies. Fucking daddy's girls. Look at all those good wieners. So this is the Beefy 8. I finished the prototype. I've just got to wait for it to cure. And then I'll zap it tomorrow. Somebody in their little Zoom Zoom car. So there's two versions here. There's actually three versions, but there's a short and a tall. Here it is, yeah. So here's the short, regular, and there's a little bit taller. I wanted to experiment, so I was trying some different pieces, but typically it's going to be the shorter one with like a triple stack of ferrite. This one is for the Sunfire, and I'm getting the top plates done. And basically we're going to do the Sunfire 8's in a single 2 or a single 4. So, and those are for OEM replacement. And I've been getting requests for people to actually run 2 of them, because you can actually run 2 of them if you want in one of our prefab boxes. Prefab 10, which is 1.3 cubic feet at I think 36 hertz, which is about perfect for an 8 and a 10. So 2 of these really beefy 8s are going to be fine in a box that small, and it should sound really good. And then here's the Beefy 8, which is the 2 and 3/8 coil, and that'll come in a dual 2 or dual 4. And so what I'm going to do is go ahead and just clear coat these. I like the way they look, so I kind of like the look of the metal, so I may just do a clear coat. And then this will get clear coated, and then right before we go to do assembly, then I'll have Sherry grind these, so it'll expose bare metal, and that's what sticks to the epoxy. The Devil's Jizz. There's one more. There's a Titan motor. That one looks like a double stack though. It looks like they did the yep. So that one will clean up nice. Doesn't look like it, right? But it will. I'll even salvage the fucking ferrite on that. I've been getting so good at this shit. So I want to go to the moon. I want to build subwoofers on the moon with Elon. That'd be fun. Like, just like, I mean, not forever. Maybe like, I don't know, like 6 months, a year. I'm pretty sure you can't just like go for the weekend. So, but what else I want to show you? Oh, I got parts in. Oh, I dropped off 21-inch. There's a, okay, so there, I'm having to go through what coils I can fit for which order on the 21s. And so I may have to build motors around the coils that I have available. So I knew that I had like an extra 3 or 4 days. And so I sent all of the 21-inch frames off to powder coat glossy red. So if you thought you were getting gray, you're not. You're getting bright glossy red. No charge. And then had some chick come out today. His mom. She's like, I found one of your woofers. I was like, okay. I'm like, how'd you know it was mine? She's like, you wrote your name on it. And the dust, I guess her boyfriend, like she was having a breakup with her boyfriend, and he punched the outer cap, and that came off. And then I signed them with the little robot, and she did some research, and she found me. And she's like, I gotta come over. She wanted to give me the money over the phone. She's like, I'll cash up you right now. I just really want one of your woofers. I was like, okay. So that was a very nice compliment. I was like, thank you. So, but, oh, somebody wanted a Memphis Mojo. And it was funny. I asked the boys to add the 5-inch hole pattern. And what do you know? It's the same as the one that's already on there. So that tells me that the motor is wider than the 5-inch pattern, which means I have to add yet another pattern on there. So see, it doesn't line up. So it's a little wider, but I'll just probably do that one by hand. I'll take the old frame and put them back to back and get them going. See, these are all the motors I have to pick from, but I gotta make a match. So, and then Curtis was over this. Oh, that was the other thing. Yeah, I got more woofers from Majestic. And then I got a 10 W6 V3 as part of the deal. So if anybody wants that with a JL amp, I have a little package going. Let me know. Local, I prefer, well, fuck it, I'll ship it if it's just the amp and the sub. So But and then a couple of the Majestic subs needed like one side the tinsel was burned or something like that, or it failed, and I'll just resolder it and be fine. And I'll still back it up with the 3-year warranty, because really there's no reason to ever burn a subwoofer unless you're a dumb dick. So like, you not only are you dick, but you're dumb. But you know, you got to learn, and it's got to sting. This is what they look like after we're done debadging them. So we just remove the sticker, and then Sherry grinds them. See, that frame is, you know, that's the B frame, the one that Phi uses. Or is it Phi? Yeah, Phi and DC both use that same frame, which is, if you're going to make it fit the other one, you have to put like a little spacer in there, like a little 1/4 inch. So, and then we got the 12s going. And then, I got some cash from today. Sold like 3 sub packages, I should say. And so, I'm going to go see Rabati's tomorrow. Those are all the 2.5s. I've kind of abandoned the 2.5s. Was it Vato and Vato Extreme? Mostly because I'm out of coils. So that's what happens. They go, how many coils have I got? Oh, I got a box. And then fucking it just goes. And then I ordered my first order from China of 2 ohm single voice coil. So I don't even bother with the fucking D4. It's like, what? Why even bother with the D4? I'd rather double up the leads for you guys. And so I got some, technically they're bifiliar dual 4, but I'm going to have them hardwired to 2 ohm for you guys. Let's see, what else is going on? We got some of these. These are for the storm frames. I had to get the bolt pattern on there. It's for Jason in Las Vegas. Now I have a model to make his top assembly for his, he's got the storm version of the 3 HP with the 4-hole pattern like this frame. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, and it came out weird. It was like a 6 and an 1/8. I was like, why the fuck was Tilo doing 6 and an 1/8? But that's what it came out to. So I was like, okay, put those on there. Let me go look at the, if you guys want parts too, I'm still doing the parts buyout, the $1,000 parts buyout. And what I'm going to do is just give you parts that you can use. So before it was about just getting rid of the parts, but then I realized there's too much in shipping. And so, I mean, worst case scenario, I just, if and when I got to move, I will just throw them away. And I know you guys are crying when I say things like that, but honestly, that's really the best solution. Like when I was at the 8's auction back in 2003, they really should have scrapped a lot of that, but they didn't. So what that problem is that like it spreads seeds all over the industry, and those seeds sprout. And like me, I was a little sprout, and I'm growing. That is the new 3 HP version. Some people have requested the thick top plate, and I still have a nice, it's not a full pallet, but it's like a half pallet of those. And we figured out how to get the right combination so that it works out. And this is the bigger magnet, the Crucible American Ferrite. So here it is. Here's the little baby. Here's the baby. Here's a good baby. So I just dropped off the top plates, and so the top plates ended up being 59 millimeter, 62 millimeter, and then 67. This is the 67 millimeter, which is for the 2 3/8. And so that way it'll fit both dual 4 and dual 2. And then every fucking bolt pattern you need, except for the 120 millimeter from Sundown. So boohoo. But this I'll zap tomorrow. Oh, these are the motors, by the way, for the, they're fine outside. They got covers on them. It's fine. But, you know, these are the ones we do 40 kits with this motor. And you get your choice of 8-inch, 10-inch, 12-inch, and then you can add like $5 if you want 15-inch. 12s are by far the most popular, followed up by 10s, then 15s, then 8s, and then 18s, and then 21s, then 24s, as far as popularity goes. So, if I remember that right. But it's just a little 2-inch Mamma Jamma. The thing is they're not, you got to pick out the frame first that you're going to use. And then you pick out the top plate that matches the frame. So that's the way you got to do it. And then you glue that top plate on there. Then you zap it. And then it's good to go. But it's pretty basic. There's a whole stash, more ferrite in there for those 2-inch motors. Curtis was looking at those and he's like, let's do a quad stack for a 6.5. I was like, I don't want to do it, but if you want to do it. So Curtis is going to do, he thinks he's hot shit with those, the Beefy 8 motor, the quad stack Beefy 8 motor. And he wants to sell them to you guys. So buy them from him. I want to teach his kids how to recon at home. Because that's a good little skill. Plus, you know, kids think they're learning something, and they are, but, you know, you're tricking them into learning something, and you're making money off them, which is fine, which is how they do it all around the world. And then here in this country, typically, because there's no more farms left, that's a situation in like a restaurant. Oh, this one came up. This one was from, I think Oscar, Mr. Music Man, got it in on trade. This is the XTR Pro. As you can see, it's a nice chubby double stack. It ends up with a nice thick top plate. That's a 20 millimeter top plate. It uses a 2 5/8, so it's basically a Type R 15 is what the equivalent is. But it uses this generic frame, which is also used on the Diamond Audio D6. I do like the 15-inch version because it allows for a full 8-inch spider. So that fucker should travel. Sherry forgot to take out the grill. I always take out the grills. And then we'll put on new terminals because it had those stupid set screws types that take fucking forever. And then if you crank on them too much, then they pinch the wire, especially because most people buy shitty aluminum wire, and it just fucking snips it right off. So I still have not touched any of these for testing. Capacitors we're doing for $25 each. The components I figured out, it's $50 each shipped per pair. And so they were doing a combo. It's $200. You get 2 pair of the recoils. First choice is the pinkies, which all it is it's the same components, the same tweeter, same crossover. It's just pink and gray, and then it has the magnet is bigger on the mid. That's it. So, but still, they're really good. They sound good. For most people that are going to put 50 watts to them, they're fine. So, cupboards are bare, except for the kicker basics. I gotta get somebody, maybe Austin. Hopefully he's watching this video and he's like, you know, I miss going over there. I'm like, we miss you, Austin. I think that was it. Oh, I finished this one. I showed you this one. Single forum. Really good for home theater. Plays down to 30 hertz. Doesn't handle a ton of power, probably about 500-600 watts because of the overcompensating triple stack. But again, you should never burn a woofer. If you're burning woofers, you're doing it wrong. You're woofering wrong, as they say. Nobody says that, just me. But let's see. I think that was it. We got the 21-inch parts, 18-inch parts. Oh, if you're watching this video and you're pissed off at me that your order is not done, I am very sorry. I am trying. There are lots of delays that we're finding. I think I said it on Friday or Saturday about a recession coming, because this recession is going to be based on labor. It's basically a nationwide strike. The jobs that need filling cannot be filled or won't be filled because corporations don't want to pay enough. And corporations don't want to take a hit in the pocket because they've never had to take a hit in the pocket, even though they can totally afford it. Like, as the CEO, it's like, come on, dude, you don't need, fucking 120 million as a bonus. Like, why don't you put that back into the company like Elon Musk does, Fucking grow your company if your company is so good. That was a fart if you heard it. So the problem is that corporations don't want to pay really what people are worth. Because if you think about it, even if they paid you $20 an hour, even $25 an hour, how many toilets can you scrub in $25 in an hour? That's a lot of fucking toilets, and that's well worth $25. So I don't know. What usually happens, and this is probably what will happen, is they push it onto the consumer. So then the consumer has to pay another, whatever, 50 cents or $1 per hamburger, whatever. My buddy Chris told me he says every 6 months all the prices at Taco Bell go up 10 cents. So until, basically until what you call, it's not called market saturation. I forget the name of it, but it's basically what the market can bear. So before people start going, I'm not going to go to Taco Bell anymore because they don't have the fucking Mexican pizzas. They don't have the, what else the one I like? The Mexi Melt. They don't have that. They don't have the Double Decker Supreme. What the fuck is wrong with you, Taco Bell? Fuck you. Fuck you, Taco Bell. Fuck KFC as well. I'm not paying $30 for an 8-piece. Like, no. And that's when all of a sudden you start looking at, you realize how much of a good value roasted chicken is from Costco or from Walmart than fried chicken. Is fried chicken taste better? Yes. Is KFC awesome? Yes. But I'm not paying $30. So you go, it's not that awesome, right? Like, there's some hooker on adult search. Like, normally I charge $400. I'm like, you're not charging $400, dummy. Don't tell me that. $400 gets you a porn star, right? When she's visiting. Not you, Miss Nobody, who doesn't even advertise her own boobs in the ad, and then you finally see them and you're like, I mean, they're good boobs, but you think they're boob scars underneath her boobs, but it just turns out it's like a little yeast infection under each boob. It's a little red, and then you point that out to her. So, but I don't know. There was something, I had a joke for you, but I forgot about it. It was something about why buy one hot hooker when you can buy two ugly ones? So, because you get to say you had a menage a trois like Clint Eastwood in The Mule. I got a lot of frames, guys. You can buy them. The one that I haven't even talked about or done any research on, this one was used by Lanzar. Well, it was used by Lanzar. I would say marketed by Lanzar, but it was built by Concept. So the only downside is that it doesn't use a wraparound gasket for the top lip, and you got to get a cone that's already cut. Let me show that better. You got to get a cone that's already cut for that lip. So you're going to grind that. Typically, they don't even grind it. They, I don't even think they prep it at all. You just use a super gooey, not a super glue, it's a rubber cement that bonds that. So, and then it also uses the 4-hole pattern, which that's not even, looks like maybe 5-inch, but it's a 90 degree. It's not a 60 degree, which is the normal. So on those I have drilled out the bolt pattern, but the problem is the spider is 7.5 or 7, and so you don't really want to use it with the 3-inch coil, so which is typical of the 5-inch pattern. So, but anyways, not that I'm throwing these away, but I just, you got to sift through and sell the good ones first, the stuff that people want first, the ones that people are demanding first. So there's some of the 15 frames. These are really great, by the way. Again, though, I think we're doing, that's what it is. So we figured out what the shipping was on these. And we'll throw in, whatever, some cork for the front if you want, whatever, because I got boxes of that shit and I'm not going to use it. But it'll have to be when we find it. So, but these we're doing $10 each shipped. We did the UPS math on that, and they get heavy really quick on those steel frames. So there's another Memphis frame I got to steal the bolt pattern off of. Yeah, just I need help. I need time. I need energy. That's the other thing, is like I don't have the energy that I used to. I lost a lot of muscle mass, and I'm getting older. And so Vinny and Carl, they're making like not great sperms. So, because they know that sperm's just going in the toilet. Like they know it's not going to make a baby. Like they know. They're like, what's the point? I'm like, I know, what's the point? Do your fucking job, guys. Make me smart with your testosterone. That's the job. Yeah, I got that for 20 bucks. Haven't used it at all. Got that for $5. Haven't used it at all. So had the boys move all this though, so I can make room. So right here, this little part right there, see how it's got the gates? Because this used to just face the street, and this was the backyard, and then that was the front yard. And this was all with fruit trees and a bunch of other shit. Because if you notice that berm right there, this used to take irrigation. In fact, the irrigation valve used to be right there. But then the homeless guys pooped in there, and so then I filled it. And I was like, I'm not digging the poop out. And so, but what I'm going to do is put a swing gate here, and then the container will go here. And so then I can put stuff in there that, like, somebody can buy a whole container full of shit, and then I can ship it to you in a shipping container, and then you have a place to store your shit that I shipped to you. So that way you can do this, and then I can go to the moon. I can go with Dogecoin. I thought it was Dogecoin. Dogecoin to the moon with Elon. Got this for $1,000. I need the off-road one though. As you can see, it's been sinking in the mud, rotting away here in the sun. It's not bad because we don't get a lot of moisture. We don't get, like last year we didn't even have a monsoon. It was real weird, but it was great. And I got to pull the batteries out of this one, and then I'm trying to talk a battery company into selling me just the batteries and the cases, but no acid, because it like, first of all, it's really tough to get those through customs, and also I just feel bad. There's the ghetto bird. I feel bad, you know, like if something happens, because then they're like, you need to pay for this. I'm like, I gotta go. But so I'm trying to get them dry, and then you can buy acid here. That's not a big deal. So but they don't want to sell, you know. Again, why make $200 when you can make $2,000, right? Why buy one good hooker when you can buy two ugly hookers? This one is an oven. I traded this for, I think, for a subwoofer combo. It's made for heat shrink. Bring it down. You got a spool of heat shrink, and then it goes through the oven and then poops it out on the other side. So this is from Lou. Oh yeah, I want to move these out too. $1,000 plus shipping. You get all the PPI stuff. How's that? $1,000 plus shipping. Now shipping might be $2,000. It depends on where you live. It depends on how heavy every fucking thing is, and I can get you the weights and the dims of the pallets, and then then you can shop around. There's actually a lot of freight websites that you can go to where it's just like a dude in a trailer, and they also do like pet transport while they're doing that, while they're moving your shit. That's the future of transportation, by the way. If you're not into that, is private contracting like that. But yeah, $1,000 and all the PPI shit is yours. I don't really have a package large enough to justify that for the Orion package. So I'll tell you what, I'll do $500 and you get all the Orion stuff too. That includes dead boards, HCCA bottoms, right there, DEQ 30s that have been out in the rain, all the hold downs. Most of that I got. These are the long ones, the regular ones for the tube driver, which is these guys, the tube driver 2150 and also 1250. 1250 is the monoblock, 2150 is the 2-channel. I have all those inside, and they're all paired up and taped together, so we put the pairs together. But yeah, I'll do that for $1,500. Again, we just got to put it on a pallet, and I'll weigh it, and then shipping is up to you. I use Unishippers. They're the ones that moved all the stuff from Cali to here for me, and I had a good relationship with them. It was better then, and that's why I was able to borrow 10 grand to move all that shit, all the stuff from Concept. So, but I paid them plus interest, so I did good. Look how pretty that is. Think he's selling drugs? I don't know. Something. Oh yeah, I gotta call the city on that truck. The truck's just fucking sitting there. People always jump right here. They jump the fence because they don't want to walk around. I don't know why. Lazy. It's so weird. It's like they're lazy. They don't want to walk, but they'll jump a fence. So me personally, I wanted to cut this out and then put a sliding thing on there so that we could ride the golf cart into the park without having to go around. Because it's dangerous, especially during rush hour. So typically we wait to take the dogs out like after dark, especially now since it's getting dark later. "26-minute video about nothing." You love that? Is that what you want? Is that what you want, horse? Arr, right in your eye. Arr, take it in the eye. Oh, it's my eye. Ah. You said put it in your eye. Arr. That's how it goes. Yeah. So again, $1,000. It goes, actually burns really quick. I think we were doing these for like $10 each shipped. And then I don't just send you, 10 pieces for $100. I'll send you like whatever, extras. It gets pretty fun and lucrative. Oh yeah, that was the other thing on the PPI stuff. You get all the circuit boards too. See, that's all the circuit boards. So, and then I'll even throw in this Tony DeMore power supply for the 4-channel 10,000 watt Rockford amp. This is just the power supply. You get that. You can do some cool shit with that. This is probably like, I don't know. I don't even know. I'm not even going to guess because this one looks beefier than this one. So I'm guessing that this is like a first rail and then a second rail. Like, I don't know if he designed it as GH. GH has dual rails like that, which is, but anyways, I don't care. I think that's the biggest one. Oh, I did find, I forgot about these. So these are a bunch of bus bars left over from a Lightning Audio buyout when High Desert Audio used to just sell they just were getting so many returns and stuff that nobody could move, and then they were moving it out on eBay. They just flooded the market, and they realized it's better just to go in the dumpster. That's what I was talking about before when I said it's actually better if it goes in the dumpster. That way it doesn't flood the market. So there's a supercapacitor that I've been working on. Robert Murray Smith, I've been studying him for, gosh, almost 3 years now. He actually, if you look at all his videos and watch very carefully and pay very close attention, he gives you virtually all the secrets for building your own supercapacitors at home. Now, I'm not sure, sometimes he takes down videos because they do kind of give away a little too much information. But basically, you want to grind up carbon very, very fine. In fact, if you can capture it in a very fine format, that's actually better. But basically, you have to sift it to be as small a particle as possible. You can just use coffee filters. You can use hash filters are good because then you can kind of gauge they make a hash filter kit that comes with multiple sieves, grades of sieves to filter out the particle size. You can buy one of those kits for pretty cheap. That's another way to do it, but basically you have to go through a lot of carbon, and it can be just like, burnt wood, burnt coconut, wherever you can get carbon from. And you get a small, tiny as particle size as possible, and then you mix it with a binder, and then you bind it to a collector plate. Now, a collector plate can be whatever you want. So, but I think the point that I was making was that I want to use those bus bars. Because it's like if you're going to pick your package size, you might as well pick something that is familiar and also that I already have bus bars for. So, and it's kind of reminiscent because those are from like 1999 when I worked at Lightning Audio. So they look like this. Here's the quad. That's the quad one. The only problem with these is that they're spaced a certain distance, and so the terminals have to be spaced in order to use the tri one and the quad one. And then of course you can use cables to link them all together. So, but so anyways, I want to use the old 1 farad canisters. You don't have to use the 1 farad canisters, but I'm going to use the spacing on them so that I can use the bus bars. Because I'm like, fuck it, I got all those bus bars, let's fucking use them. But anyways, something about the size of a typical 1 farad cap. Robert Murray Smith has been able to do 60,000 farads, so, or 60 kilofarads if you want to call it that. But that's, I think it's at 12 volts, which is, you know, I see a lot of guys getting a little nuts about that. And so there's always that compromise in capacity where if you pick a insulator that is thicker, you can get higher voltages. So, but I'm thinking if I use, I think I can get away with higher voltages anyway, at least to 30 or 40 volts. See, because the problem that comes with the capacitors is in order to get higher voltages, you got to wire them in series. But then when you do that, you get half the value of what the pair was. So if you wire, let's say, base blockers, right, which are 100 microfarad at 50 volts, you wire 2 in series, then you get a total capacitance of only 50 microfarads, but your voltage doubles. See, so that's kind of cool. But you know, at the compromise of capacity. So that's why you want to put as much capacity in one capacitor, or I should say one package size, as possible. And then when you wire them in parallel, they all add up together. So that's really what is desirable in that situation. Otherwise, you end up with what you see at Maxwell, which, dude, they're totally fucking you guys. You guys know that, right? I mean, once you watch Robert Murray Smith's videos, you'll see that companies like Maxwell, even though Tesla has bought Maxwell, not really for the technology, because they don't use any special technology. Supercapacitors are not special technology. They are garbage because you have to wire them in series. What you really want is something that can handle up to 20 volts. And then that way you can wire them all in parallel. But they don't. They give you the bullshit and you guys buy it because that's the only thing available on the market and you guys don't know any better. So, but once you realize that, that's when you can start getting into, you know, kilofarads. And then basically what you got to do is then convert that, depending on voltage times current, and figure out the value measured in joules, right? Joules is really where it's at to measure energy. Once you get into that, then it's like, you're like, okay, this is blah, blah, blah joule or kilojoule or whatever. So, but anyways, I think that was it. See, this used to be full. This used to be up to here. Now it's not. See, we're making progress. I love you guys. That's 33 minutes and counting. Keep up the comments. Keep up the good work. Find people to help those people. And be patient. I am trying, I am working to get your things done. In fact, this is probably the first 30-minute vacation I've taken in about a week. So I love you. I'm working. Talk to you later.